New York City, a sprawling metropolis that never sleeps, is a living testament to the evolution of architecture. It's a city where every building tells a story, a narrative woven into the very fabric of urban life. The history of architecture in New York is not just about bricks and mortar, it's about dreams, aspirations, and the relentless pursuit of innovation. So, let's take a journey through time and explore how this architectural wonderland came to be. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? The early days of New York were marked by simple structures. When the Dutch settled here in the early 17th century, they built modest wooden houses reflecting their European roots. You can almost picture them, small, cozy homes with slanted roofs nestled along the waterfront. These early settlers were more focused on survival than style. But as the city began to grow, so did its architectural ambitions. Fast forward to the late 18th century, and we see the emergence of federal-style architecture. Think of the elegant townhouses that line the streets of Lower Manhattan. These buildings, with their symmetrical facades and decorative elements, spoke to the burgeoning American identity. It was a time when the nation was finding its footing, and architecture became a way to express that newfound confidence. The famous Fraunces Tavern, where George Washington bid farewell to his troops, is a prime example of this era. It's not just a building, it's a piece of history, a reminder of the sacrifices made for independence. As we move into the 19th century, the city's skyline began to change dramatically. The Industrial Revolution brought with it a wave of immigrants, each group contributing to the rich tapestry of New York's culture. With this influx of people came the need for more housing, more businesses, and more public spaces. Enter the brownstone, a quintessential New York structure that became synonymous with the city's residential architecture. These charming row houses, built from locally sourced stone, became the backdrop for countless stories of families, dreams, and struggles. Walking through neighborhoods like Brooklyn Heights or the Upper West Side, you can almost hear the echoes of the past, the laughter of children playing on stoops, the conversations held over cups of coffee. But it wasn't just residential buildings that were on the rise. The late 19th century ushered in the era of skyscrapers, a true revolution in architectural design. The race to build taller and more impressive structures was on. The Flatiron Building, completed in 1902, was one of the first skyscrapers to capture the public's imagination. Its unique triangular shape and Beaux-Arts style made it an instant icon. Imagine standing at the intersection of Fifth Avenue and Broadway, watching people marvel at this architectural marvel. It was a symbol of progress, of what was possible when creativity met engineering. Then came the early 20th century, a time when New York truly began to define itself as a global capital. The construction of the Woolworth Building in 1913 marked a turning point. At 792 feet, it was the tallest building in the world at the time, a Gothic revival masterpiece that seemed to scrape the sky. It's fascinating to think about the ambition behind such projects. Architects like Cass Gilbert were not just building structures, they were crafting legacies. The Woolworth Building, with its intricate terracotta facade and soaring spire, stands as a testament to the era's architectural prowess. As we moved into the mid-20th century, New York's architectural landscape continued to evolve. The international style emerged, bringing with it a focus on minimalism and functionality. Buildings like the Seagram Building, designed by Mies van der Rohe, exemplified this trend. Its sleek, glass and steel facade was a departure from the ornate designs of the past. This was a time when architecture began to reflect the modernist ideals of simplicity and clarity. Walking past the Seagram Building today, you can't help but appreciate its understated elegance, a reminder that sometimes less is indeed more. But the story doesn't end there. The late 20th century brought a wave of postmodern architecture, a reaction to the starkness of modernism. Architects like Robert Venturi and Philip Johnson began to play with historical references and ornamentation, creating buildings that were both playful and thought-provoking. The AT&T Building, now known as the Sony Building, with its distinctive Chippendale-style roof, is a perfect example of this shift. It challenges our preconceived notions of what a skyscraper should look like, inviting us to reconsider the relationship between form and function. As we step into the 21st century, New York's architectural narrative continues to unfold. The tragic events of September 11, 2001, reshaped the skyline and the city's collective consciousness. The One World Trade Center, rising majestically from the ashes of its predecessor, stands as a symbol of resilience and hope. It's not just a building, it represents the spirit of New York, a city that refuses to be defined by tragedy. The design, with its shimmering glass facade and soaring height, captures the essence of the city's relentless drive forward. And let's not forget the importance of sustainability in contemporary architecture. As we face the challenges of climate change, architects are increasingly focusing on eco-friendly designs. Projects like the High Line, a transformed elevated railway turned park, showcase how innovative thinking can breathe new life into urban spaces. It's a reminder that architecture is not just about buildings, it's about creating environments that enhance our quality of life. So, here we are, in a city where the past and present collide, where every structure has a story to tell. The history of architecture in New York is a reflection of the city itself, dynamic, diverse, and ever-changing. From the humble beginnings of wooden houses to the soaring heights of modern skyscrapers, it's a journey of creativity and resilience. As we walk the streets of this incredible city, let's take a moment to appreciate the architectural wonders that surround us. Each building is a chapter in a larger narrative, a testament to the dreams and ambitions of those who came before us. New York is not just a city, it's a living, breathing work of art, and we are all part of its ongoing story.